What was your biggest concern?
I just don't want to be tied down to the property. I don't want to be tied down to the property.
When you mean tied down, is that more just because you're carrying because the debt is still under your name, or you're carrying the paper?
Hello?
Hey, Robert.
Yes,
Hey, Robert. This is Chris Silva. How are you?
Chris Silva.
Yes, you spoke to my associate yesterday about offloading. Maybe you're thinking about selling two of your properties.
Yeah, but no, you know, I'm not gonna do. I want to sell them right off. I don't want to. I don't want to do. Be tied down to it. I'm sorry, but I told him. I don't want to. I'm just gonna sell it and be done with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally understand. I'm not too sure exactly what he had explained to you, but uh, typically the deals that he's not able to buy, he sends them to me, and I mean, I might be interested in if maybe I might be the right buyer for this, and if I'm not, I'll let you know right off the back. But I am interested.
Yeah, but he said, well, I could offer you, 285, and I'm like, come on, you're offering me less than what I paid for it.
Oh my
You're
goodness.
Yeah, and it's like it's valued at 400 and something, and you're gonna offer me 285. That's not gonna work.
I see, I see, I see. And he so on when you're saying it's valued at that, have you gotten an appraisal or where are you getting that value from?
The tax office, the market analysis. You
Oh,
know,
okay, so you do have comps for the property already?
yeah. One of this realtor wants to sell it for me. I mean, he's been biting at the bit for me to. But the thing is, I have some renters in there.
I see.
And I don't want to put it up on the market because then I'll lose my renters.
It'll scare them away.
Yeah, and they're good. They're good renters. I mean, they're like long term. They're like the last house they rented was like for 5 years, and so you know, and that's what they told me. They said, "Well, we want to probably rent this for 5 years." I said, "That's fine." So it's not like I'm going to lose any money, but I'm just tired of renting, and but if I have to, I have to. I've been doing it all my life, but it's I don't know. I'm starting to think I just the saying goes, once you rent a house, you're going to rent it for the rest of your life, and, and that's that's just the way it is, I guess.
Yeah.
But
So you said
I'm
you've
not,
been doing this for quite some time now? Like
yeah,
buying and holding or buying and renting to people or
buying and renting and then selling and buying something else larger and holding and selling and I just gave a house to my daughter, and it's probably as valued as much as these here, and I paid it off. It was free and clear, and so I just signed over the special warranty deed. Excuse me, because I'm in the process of emptying out a storage unit, and I have to go back today. So, but I'm tired. But
no, okay, I get it. I get it. So your daughter was pretty ecstatic about that, huh?
yeah, yeah, she loved it. I mean, I just basically went to the title company, did all the paperwork, and handed her the special warranty deed. Happy birthday. Here's your house. And so she loves it, and she's doing good.
That's
She's doing.
awesome. That's awesome. Is that your only child?
I have another one, not by blood, but by heart and soul. And originally I was gonna just give her this rental. I was gonna give her the rental, but I don't know. I don't know because she's a little bit wilder than my daughter. My daughter's like me.
I see.
I'm of sound body and sound mind, but the other one is young. She's 19 and she's a little bit wilder. So, but anyway, yeah. So when he offered me, he offered me, it's basically like a wraparound, and I don't want to be tied down to any property.
Check this out, guys. He is going on his own. He's telling me everything I need to know.
I'd much rather sell it, and distribute the money between my daughters, and and that's it.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I hear you. Let me ask you this. I'm not too sure how he explained to you, but what would you say is like the biggest concern of doing something like subject to what he was talking about? Ideally, it's not necessarily a wrap, but more it's subject to with a seller finance on the side. Wrap is kind of when you do it all in one. But as far as like doing something like that, what was your biggest concern?
I just don't want to be tied down to the property. I don't want to be tied down to the property.
When you mean tied down, is that more just because you're carrying because the debt is still under your name, or you're carrying the paper, or
Who's carrying the paper? And if I want to buy something smaller somewhere else, I have to worry about the debt to income ratio. I have to, I just don't want to do it. Period.
okay? No, I hear you.
Yeah. So I mean, and I already spoke to, and I think he was going to put it up for either 440 or 450. He was telling his clients, and he called me like last week, and I don't know where that's at. He hasn't called me back yet, but I sent him photos. So it's like, I have quite a few oars in the water.
Nice.
Yeah. So I don't know, you know, what comes first. I mean, but I'd rather just sell it outright.
Okay. And then, ideally, did you have a number that you were trying to net out? Because I see you just bought this property, what, in 2020? So you
Yes.
have you got the good rates, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I put a lot of money into that house. A lot.
Did you live here before? Was this a always been a rental, or why did you dump so much money into it?
Because I was going to live there. I had, because my girlfriend, I bought it, and she's like, oh, she has really expensive taste. So we changed all the lighting, we painted it, new carpet, you name it, we did it. And I mean, it's a nice house. But then she saw another house she liked down the street. Oh, I like that one. And I'm like, God, geez, and so I made an offer on this one that I'm in. And of course, I want it painted. I wanted to. That's a long story. That's a long story. And I'm still dealing with her. She doesn't live here anymore. She lives in Dallas, but she thinks she owns me. And
Mm.
I wanted to live in the other one. And then I came to this one. This one's a one story, so I'd rather live in a one story. But right now it's up in the air and selling this one too. But this one is just as nice. They're both nice.
Is that the other one on Whirlaway as well?
Yes.
Okay, and ideally, if you were to sell that one, where would you go?
I would probably go to a condo. Yeah, I'm just tired. I'm just tired. As you can tell in my voice, I'm just tired.
So are you no longer doing real estate no more, or is it's kind of like you're exiting now?
Yeah, I am.
That's good, man. That's good. Wait, what did you real estate? What you did full time or?
No, 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 no. I worked. I worked, and I almost bought a property that I came across a real good deal, and I was going to sell both houses, and it was worth probably like 1 point. I think it was 1 point. I would say at least 1.5 million, and the guy was going to sell it to me for, I think it was nine. He wanted 950. I offered him eight something, and I went to 900, but he didn't want to budge. And so I didn't, I just backed off. And that's one of my big regrets. I should have just went ahead and got it.
Where was that property at?
It was in New Mexico.
Ah, I see.
It was,
Bigger house, smaller house, big land.
it had land, it had an arena, it looked like a football field. I mean, the arena looked like a football field. He had the lighting alone was like a football field. It was completely fenced. It had security fences. It was just a beautiful property. Oh my God, it was beautiful.
You remember the
And
address? I want to look it up now.
I even forgot the address because when they called me, it wasn't even on the market.
Mm.
It wasn't on the market. They called me and said, "Hey, are you interested in this? Would you be interested in this property?" I went to see it. I fell in love with it, and of course, my girlfriend was like, "I don't like it. It's in back and forth." And That's one of the main reasons I didn't get it, because I could have gone up another 50,000, and so I didn't. And God, I should have. I mean, it was incredible. It had like about, was it 4 or 5 acres of pecan trees, producing pecan trees, and I was going to lease that out. And it was just a beautiful property. It was like having your own little compound, basically.
It sounds like it. It sounds amazing. Is that kind of the side of town you would want to move to?
No, I was going to, but my daughter's here in El Paso, and I just went ahead and I changed my whole outlook in life. And I don't want to leave my daughter with debt. As a matter of fact, she's calling. Can I call you back?
Yeah, absolutely. Give me a call back.
Okay,
All
I'll
right.
give you a call right back.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Guys, notice the biggest thing right here is that I got him to talk. He's like opening up and he's telling me everything. And little does he know, and I want everyone to understand this, is the delayed gratification. Okay, I pressed him a little, like, why? Whoa, not a wrap, subject to seller finance. Why? Why? Okay, cool. Tell me more. But by me asking the right questions, he's going to tell me everything that he needs. What am I getting through this? What bunnies am I getting through this? Well, I'm seeing that he wants to buy a property in New Mexico. And he's saying, no, not so much, but he liked the big house. He liked the land. Guess what? I'm about to pitch him the ranch, and I'm going to trade him those 2 other houses for the ranch. And I'm going to sell him the ranch on seller finance, and he's going to sell me these other houses on seller finance. And we're going to create these like creating the opportunity. And I think a lot of the times people tend to rush, like, subject to, let's go through it. And I was seeing Will's comments earlier. There's a lot of reasons why he doesn't want a subject to, and I think the biggest thing here is the lack of education. Is we have to build the relationship. You could hear it in the sound of my voice. I'm tired. Listen, well, I want to help you out. What's going on? And as I'm continuously focus on building the relationship, he is opening up to trust me. I know he's no longer with his girlfriend. I know his girlfriend was a control freak. I know his girlfriend lives in Dallas. I know his girlfriend saw that he left the daughter the house, and now that's why she's probably trying to get this house. I know he gave a daughter, it's not about the money, because he gave the daughter a house paid off. Well, why are you going to distribute the cash? Instead of distributing the cash, why don't we leave them some cash flow, baby? So now what am I going to structure? Subject to seller finance, maybe put a down payment in front of him, educate him on why we could do subject to, and then still offer him the ranch or even Serrania. We're going to move Ben into a new house over here in the east side. Horizon. Ben wants to move to Horizon. But it's just Picasso. Is that how you say it? Picasso, not Picasso. Picasso. It's just slowing down. Like, I want you guys to learn when you guys have a conversation is don't talk about the structure of the deal. Don't talk about the deal. Talk about the person. Ask the right question. Where? Go start for Benjamin. Or did you want to, or I think, what were you saying, Ben? You're going to move into the studio at Collingsworth? And he was going to fix it up, and Ben's going to become a fix and flipper. But yeah, Ruben said word. Like, just have a conversation, be authentic. And this is what's going to separate you in any sales. Now, I think the biggest thing is, depending on what sales, and I'm saying this, Ruben, I know you're in roofing. I think the only difference is how much time you spend with somebody versus the amount of, like, how much time let me go back, is how much time you're going to spend with the client. And you got to ask the right questions to understand, is this person wasting my time, or are we in the right direction? Based on this conversation that I'm having with him, I'm in the right direction, because now he's opening up to me. Now he's telling me his problems. Now I'm getting reiteration that he doesn't need the money. I'm understanding that. I'm getting reiteration that there's a chance that he might want to move to a condo, or he might want to move to a bigger house. He's from what it sounds like, he's single. So, like, just understanding these problems is so big. And this goes in anything in sales. When you focus on a relationship and you focus on having a conversation and you start asking the right questions, they're going to tell you the answers. Now, one thing that I want everyone to understand is what makes a great salesperson when you know you're being closed is when you're talking, when you're the only person talking. Somebody's closing you. If you're not asking the questions, if you're not communicating and they're not opening, if I got twisted in my words, if you're asking the questions and they're opening up, you're closing them. The more questions that you ask, the better the questions you ask, the more likelihood you're going to be able to close the deal. You got to ask the question, ask the questions, ask the questions. And through you asking the questions, you're qualifying. And this is the way I'm envisioning this. And I want you guys, maybe some of you guys are visionaries like me, is like picture like a funnel, like a map of the way this is going down. Is you start identifying the questions. You ask a question. The 4 questions that you're asking are you're trying to get the 4 pillars: price, timeline, motivation, and condition. And through here, this is you're qualifying, and it goes down to the next sector. And through here, it's just like yes or no, yes or no. Are they wasting my time? Yes or no, yes or no, yes or no. And you're just going through these check marks. And as they continue to open up, sometimes they might block you off. Well, I'm not interested. I told the guy no. Oh, I know you're not interested. Actually, I was calling you because I knew you weren't interested in selling it in term. Listen, he brings me the deals to people that don't want to sell in terms. So talk to me. And notice when I said that, his guard went down. Boom, he starts talking. So now I'm able to identify, okay, I'm opening him. Am I wasting my time or investing my time? In this case, I'm investing my time. So I'm going down to the next tier. And I'm continuously going down these tiers to be able to understand his problem. And I am closing him. By asking the right questions, I am able to corner him against the wall to where this is where it's important to understand what kind of strategies you have. Is this is a hybrid opportunity, meaning I'm going to subject to the mortgage seller finance the equity. That's one. This is a hard money situation it doesn't even need to be hard money, but it could be DSCR. It could be traditional financing where I'm going to cash out that first note and I'm going to seller finance the equity. Now, one of the biggest things that makes this deal so valuable, though, you got to understand, one of the biggest things that makes this deal so valuable is it's at a 3.6% interest. 3.6, that debt, the cost of money. And you guys need to learn how money works. I think this is one of the biggest things most people are fucked up and they don't understand is money costs. How much is the money costing? This money costs 3.4% interest. Today's money is costing you 7.5, 6.5. Cassandra 2 weeks ago got 4.25, but that's because they bought it down. But the cost of money is what's important. So that's really what I'm after, is the cost of his money. Now, based off of this, how can I provide value? He told me he was going to buy a house in the West Side or New Mexico. Okay, cool. So I'm still funneling him down, and I'm closing him at the same time. The reason why I didn't press him right now is because to me, his kids are so important. That's the way, like my daughter. Cool. Listen to how many times he talked about her. Oh, she's well off. Oh, she's this. Oh, she awesome. And now I could build some common ground with him. But it's not about me. And a lot of people in sales want to talk about themselves. It's not about you. It's about the other person. Ask the questions and shut the fuck up. Ask the questions and shut up. And just listen. And the more that you become a better listener, the more chances of you closing the deal. You're so good at staying quiet, Lava, is definitely a skill. 1,000%. I think the biggest thing is just learn to just ask a question and just stop. Like, that's the biggest thing I could tell you guys. And even at one point, I literally just stop. What happened with that man who wanted to give you the 7% that day I sent you the screenshot? I don't remember what man. You remember? Damn, she's on her shit. The 30th.
Yeah, he had multiple properties and he was trying to sell you that one at a 7%. And then that's when I gave you that. And you were going to meet him within that same hour or something.
Oh, you're talking about last week? Oh, yeah. So I went and we met his wife, and his wife was talking about how much she hated how much she hated Joe Biden. And then she started telling me that she worked for the Central Appraisal District and that she's a judge. And we actually submitted an offer on both properties. I went to go walk both properties. But what I found out in that conversation is I'm talking to him. And when I get there, come to find out that she's the decision maker. This is the lead that Stacy brought. It was he was at 8%, no? Mark Wolf. Yeah, see, everybody's working that lead. Guys, I have a 9:15. I hope all of you guys have an amazing day, an amazing week. Go out there, do something great. Remember, it doesn't happen overnight. It's 1% better every fucking day. I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. Let's grow, baby.